system, but very few Indian women I met actually working with Indian system or at the leadership position, and even Indians for that matter. So when I came back to India, I decided to further work on this and motivate, encourage the younger generation to participate in foreign policy, in diplomacy, in politics, and to shape a better world and better foreign policy and global policy. Traditionally, we include civilizational wisdom, insights to help shape the global policy and help build a narrative where Indian voice is heard globally and even the women voices are heard globally. So, my topic for today's climate justice, and in climate justice, I would like to focus on climate colonialism, which actually includes the global north and south divide, where the global north has contributed to the emissions of greenhouse gas emissions, and the south has suffered. And secondly, then climate justice, it requires, using Nancy Fraser's theory. She talks about 4 R's: recognition of diverse identities, redistribution of resources, representation of women in shaping policies, and repairing inequalities and hierarchical injustice. So we need to focus on these 4 R's for climate justice to happen. And then today's world, the climate governance is under stress, and the world is fragmented. The world global order at present is fragmented, and the multilateral institutions like UN is losing its credibility. That whether it's working enough for climate, and the climate finance is a big issue where the developed countries have really fallen short of their commitment in providing, mobilizing funds to the developing nations. So, uh, the last time I would like to talk about the transition towards renewables. When we talk about transition to renewables, that also includes exploitation of the resources, the exploitation of ecosystem, and extraction of minerals. So, what we need today is a just transition. That includes the consent of the communities, the consent of the tribal communities, protection of the climate workers, protection of the women working for climate action and climate change. So I like to focus on women leadership in foreign policy, in diplomacy, in politics, so that women voices are heard and they can actually participate in climate negotiations and also support women-led climate startups and help educate more women about climate action and increase overall women representation.
Thank you so much, Sukma. And now I'd like to call Neeta, who's PA of Professor Rashmi. Professor Rashmi is a distinguished academic leader and head of Department of Architecture and Planning at Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women. She also serves as Deputy Dean for Student Welfare and Chairperson of Internal Complaints Committee, holding dual PhD degrees in urban planning and physical. She'll join us. I think she's having tea. So I'll request Dr. Ambedkar to please facilitate that.
Just I want to share one more.
Yeah,
thing.
sure.
When I was coming to this WICCI forum, and when I was traveling from my home to this place, so I had just a little conversation with my driver, and the driver was very smart. He was telling me about the Lucknow city, especially I will not take the name of the particular place, but the driver told me a very good story. I just want to share with you all. He told me that, ma'am, there is a place where a parcel looks for the cleanness and environmental sustainability type of things. How? He said when the people of local community were communicated to the parcel that there are so many plastics lying on the road, how can we clean up? Please help me. And he really did a wonderful job. He planted 10 or 20 policemen in rough as a rough people, And they were just telling, if you are doing like this, 5,000 you have to pay. So what happened? They were just thinking 5,000 is a big amount. Everybody, normal people is thinking, how can we pay from our pocket 5,000 rupees? So everybody started, no, before lying the packets, we should keep it on our pocket. It is very, very good. But we cannot lie all these plastics. And in such a way, slowly, there was no plastics on the road. And I'm telling you, nothing has been taken from single person like a 5,000 rupee. It was just a strategy to clean the environment. So we can also do some small things which will be helpful in our society, I guess. So yes, education is another thing, taking workshops, but apart from this, any strategy, any technique which can help in our environment, that will be beneficial. So that I wanted to add, because I had a conversation, I wanted to tell this story to all the women. Thank you so much.
Can I add here? I'm from Lucknow.
Must be you knowing this story. Thank you.
And this session was obviously very wonderful, very nice session. Actually, she was talking about the water. We talk a lot about water pollution and we want to consume the pure drinking water. But let me say one thing, that our Indian tradition not only depollute the physical pollution of water, but it is also at the molecular level. We go at the molecular level to clean the water. How is it so? When I was young and I was doing my research, PhD research, one time my professor, she said, you can have this is a prasad and this water is amrit. You can have this amrit. And I said, how this water? I thought, how this water is amrit? How, why she is saying? And then at my home also, we used to go to gurudwaras, and then there also they give that water and they say this is amrit and it will heal your all the problems, all the health issues and all. So I had a question in my mind, how is it going to heal my problems? How is it going to heal my health? It's just a water, and why they are calling it as amrit? And then when we did one research, we tested the molecular structure of water collected from different places. Like first we collected from the sewage, second water we collected from the tap, and third we have put the vibrations of part and shlokas, and that water was being tested under for its molecular structure, and we found that water which has been energized by the shlokas and mantras and the good intention was having very symmetrical molecular structure, like a flower. It get cut into different planes and it is the same. But the water which we collected from sewage and the tap, it has some degree of unsymmetry, and the maximum unsymmetry we have found in the sewage water. So, and this, our body is made up of 70% of water. When this vibrational water goes inside our body, it fixes the things. Maybe there's some molecular things which is going on in our body. So now I, being a scientist, being a botanist, I consider these energized shloka-rich water as the healing energies. So our Indian tradition is not only going to depollute the physical evidences of water, rather it also help to energize these water and help in some or the other form at a molecular level. Yes. Wow.
Very nice. Thanks, Dr. Amita, for sharing such valuable information.
Actually, just I'm explaining, I'm not able to, roke anybody. I just want to say something. Thank you.
Please come on the stage.
I'd just like to add one thing over here. So the kind of water scarcity I have seen during those 3 to 4 days, like that led to an innovation. So the water dripping from the AC, I was keeping a bucket over there, and that I use for flushing the toilets. So we have to save each and every drop.
Yes.
It counts. Thank you so much.